What's up, guys? This is me, Sin. So first of all, I would like to say before this video starts, I'm sorry. I'm kind of late to the party because the archetype that I'm about to review today, or at least show some combos on, if it's even an archetype, it's connected to the Sinful Spoils lore, you know, Diabell Star and everything, and it's the Azamina archetype, in a way, kind of. It's just a bunch of spells and traps and some fusion monsters. There is no main deck monster yet, and if there will be one day, it's gonna be pretty interesting. But I think there's definitely some potential, especially as a splashable engine in kind of like a toolboxy deck. It doesn't really have like one specific goal in mind. It's just like you draw a bunch of cards and then you just do a bunch of things. It's a mid-range deck, definitely not a combo-heavy deck. And it doesn't utilize the Snake Eye engine, so don't worry about it. It's not gonna be normal summon Snake Eye Ash and then do the exact same thing every No. You rest assured that this is gonna be a little more entertaining than that. Anyways, before we go into any of the combos, a friendly reminder to smash the like and subscribe button. And if this video can get to 1,000 likes, I will be making a spreadsheet video on this deck. And of course, revisit some old or different, I guess, engines that you can also play in the Azamina strategy. But yeah, let's get right into combo number one. Alright, so in this hand, I have Diabell Star and Kashtira Fenrir. So look at what you can do. So special summon the Fenrir, and then search another Fenrir, and then discard that. So I have one less card to, you know, to waste. I don't really want to discard like another card if I have like 3 hand traps. And then summon the Diabell Star, which gets me the Sinful Spoils Deception new card. It's a continuous spell, and it reads you can tribute a monster from your hand or field, and add one Azamina card from your deck to your hand, and it has another interesting effect. But anyways, summon the Draco Sack, which gets me 2 tokens, because that's going to be like a kind of like a free pitch for the continuous spell. And it gets me the Azamina Ophelitis, which is a quick play spell, that allows me to, during the main phase, reveal one Azamina fusion monster in your extra deck, and then send one Sinful Spoils card from your hand and or field to the grave for every 4 levels the revealed monster has. So if I'm summoning a level 6, I only have to send 1 card, but if I'm sending a level 8, I have to send 2 cards. I was very confused at first, but now it makes sense in my head. Thanks to everyone who clarified this for me. And it also has a really neat graveyard effect where you can banish it during your main phase, and then revive back an Azamina monster in your grave. Very interesting. And by the way, when you're summoning cards with this effect, it's treated as a fusion summon, so they are proper summons, meaning that the graveyard effect does work. You don't have to worry about anything else, but you can only use 1 effect per turn, and only once that turn. And knowing Ask Restriction, I know. Anyways, use your Ophelitis, so reveal your Rhea Silvera, and then send your Deception to the grave. And we're going to be linking off into a Link Spider, and then Moon of the Closed Sky, and then Fiendsmith Requiem. I swear to God, this is literally the Nightmare Engine 2.0. And then Requiem, summon the Nightmare Princess. Sorry, the Nightmare Princess. Oh my God, I'm actually even almost getting the names tricked up now. Summon the Necroquip Princess, and then revive back your Fiendsmith, and then overlay for the Caesar. So just like that, we got the Rhea Silvera, which is an Omni-Negate. Whenever your opponent activates a card effect, you tribute it and then negate that effect. And then you also got the Caesar, which is a double negate in a way. And during the end phase, the Deception is going to be reset back, so that we also have somewhat of a follow-up for next turn. And we also have the Fiendsmith that's going to go to the grave, and then we can revive it back by shuffling back the Moon of the Closed Sky. So yeah, it's not like you're doing nothing. And also this can revive back your fusion monster. So every single turn you get to apply pressure very quickly. You can definitely play a lot of hand traps in this deck. It's definitely a very interesting strategy. Anyways, let's go into combo number 2 now. Alright, so this is also going to be very disgusting, but this time actually way worse, because I'm assuming that I draw like a full hand of a bunch of cards and do not get interrupted. But even if I do get interrupted, it's not that bad, because this deck is not afraid of Nibiru whatsoever, because you do summon your Omni-Negate very, very early before the 5th summon. So that's never going to be an issue for you. But my hand has the Kashtira Field Spell, Wanted, Fiendsmith, Azamina Ophelitis, and whatever else. It doesn't really matter too much. And also, I don't really need to draw this card because I can always search it, so it's not the end of the world. Look at what I can do. So draw phase, Wanted, search my Diabell Star, and then main phase, activate your Field Spell. You don't have to use the Wanted on draw phase, by the way. You can just activate the Field Spell. If your opponent doesn't ash it, then you can chain the Wanted, so you get 2 searches at the same time. It mitigates the impact of double draw, because if you wait until your opponent draws you and then you chain the Wanted, your opponent can chain a second draw and then you look like a moron. Anyway, search your Fenrir and then special summon that, get your search for a second Fenrir, and then replace the field spell, send the field spell for Diabell Star, which sets your Sinful Spoils of Deception. Such a good card, it's crazy. It's not of Deception. Anyways, tribute the Fenrir in your hand, and then search the trap card, the Azamina Hamartia. So this card, you gotta send the Sinful Spoils cards in your hand or field to the graveyard to summon your fusion. This one, on the other hand, is kind of like a miracle fusion in a way, but a little better. It's more like a Cyberload fusion. So you shuffle back the Sinful Spoils cards from your grave and are banished into the deck in order to summon your fusion. And you can also banish it from the grave in order to target a Sinful spell trap in your grave, and then set it, but it can't be activated this turn. But if you use this on your opponent's turn, then it's not the end of the world. However, you can again only use one effect of this card per turn, and only once that turn. It's so freaking infuriating. Anyways, it's not the end of the world, so activate your Ozylatis, or Ophilatis, or... I don't care. Summon your Rhea Silvera, which also have... Bro, all the fusions, their names make no sense. It's like Arcielago, this thing, and then Soul Irisicta. Okay, what is this? I'm just gonna call them yes. Okay, there we go. Anyways, activate your Fiendsmith and then search your Tractus and then get your search for the lure. This should also get banned, by the way. It's crazy. And also wanted and original, and actually, you know what? Ban everything. I just want chaos in this game. Anyways, revive back your Fiendsmith and then link off for the Sequentia. This is gonna get so freaking beautiful, by the way. Get ready for this, okay? I know everything that I cook is beautiful, but this is like on a whole other level of beautifulness. So link off into Celine. You have like 10 billion spells in your grave. Look at this. Tractus, this. You don't even need to rely on these cards. Like, your whole engine gets you to 3 spells anyway, so even if you don't draw Wanted and you don't draw the field spell, worry not, my child. You know, this combo always gets to everything you need. So it's a 3-card combo, and it does everything that I'm about to show you. Anyway, Celine, revive back the Diabell Star, and then link off, overlay for Draco Sack, and into Caesar, Draco Sack detach 2, summon, well, detach 1, summon your 2 tokens, which turn into IP Masquerena, and then into Apple, draw 1 card with the Wanted, and we drew Alluri, whatever, which is basically a level 6 monster, because we can equip the Sequentia, and then go into Necroquip Princess, and if, let's say, this was an Ash, then we Ash our opponent, and then this can draw a card. So, you know, you're never done drawing cards, and again, you can play a bunch of hand traps in this deck. And just like that, on the end phase, we have, I mean, what is this? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 interruptions. And, you know, like another card in hand, a potential draw. A stack graveyard, so a lot of follow-up for next turn, for sure. Because, yeah, this is going to be a big interruption. We can shuffle back the Wanted in the Banished, and then summon the Soul Iris whatever. And when it's fusion summon, or rather should I say if, ooh, doesn't miss timing, yak sign, you can target a card on the field and send it to the grave. It doesn't destroy. So if I'm playing against Yang Zing, I'm not gonna cry. And during each standby phase, you can target an Azamina or Sinful Spells card in your grave, add it to your hand. So you get like infinite recursion, and it reads during each standby phases, which includes your and your opponent's standby phases. So the longer this card stays around, the richer you become. Again, absolutely magnificent. So yeah, it's just a lot of interruptions, and it's really oppressive, especially for a mid-range deck, because this is not like a hardcore combo deck whatsoever. Anyways, this is beautiful and all, but let's get into the deck profile now. Alright. So we're playing 15 hand traps. Like I said, this deck plays a huge amount of them. So 3 Ash, 3 Mourner, 3 Droll, 3 Veiler, 3 Imperm. I didn't want to play Nibiru because I am playing Kashtira Fenrir, so there's kind of a little bit of conflicting. And I'm playing 2 field spells with Fenrir as my only Kashtira monster, just because this card searches a monster, which means that the Sinful Spells Deception, there is always like fuel to discard, or I guess tribute in a way, because you do have to discard a bunch of cards to make your engine work. You do have the Diabell Star that pitches, and you also have this that tributes from the hand or field. So if you got you know, like extra cards that are just like laying around, like the field spell that's just like gonna be the discard fodder for Diabell Star, well, the discard on field, not from the hand, we're not that stupid. And then you got like the Fenrir off of Fenrir, then that's pretty much like free value. So if you got like Wanted and the field spell, you're gonna go really far off of just 2 cards. But yeah, 3 Witch and then 3 Wanted. Obviously, Wanted is really cool in this deck because you don't just search the Witch and do nothing. Sometimes you don't even search with Wanted. You keep it in your hand and then you just use it as as food for your Ophilotis or Sacred Azamina or Azamina Hamartia. Is that Latin or something? Whatever, I again really do not care. But yeah, one of each of these cards, they kind of suck. I mean, the trap card is really good, but the normal spell, it's just a little disappointing. I think there's potential in the future, but right now, honestly, the real reason why I play it is just to loop the fusion monsters so I never run out of them. But honestly, I can definitely live without it. I mean, I don't really have to loop this because I'm always reviving it back with the Ophilatis. But to loop the Soul Iris something, it's not too bad. 3 Fiendsmith and then 2 Tractus, 1 Fabled Luri. I actually did consider bumping up the Tractus to 3 and even Fabled Luri to 3 because I don't really have a normal summon. So if you want to play like a normal summon in this deck, you can definitely do that. I don't know which one would it be. Maybe Planet Pathfinder so that you can search the field spell. I don't know. I don't think that makes too much sense. And also, I didn't want to play like Snake Eye Ash and stuff like that. I don't want to denaturalize this deck. For me, this is still an Azamina good stuff deck. You know, it's not a Sinful Spells Turbo or like Fiendsmith Turbo deck. because the concept is still to get to my Azamina fusions, the two one, the only two that are good because there's only 4, and then one is basically impossible to summon. It's a level 8, so you gotta send 2 cards, which is a little too hard. It's good off of the trap, but that's about it. And this card is catastrophic right now, but again, there is potential for this card in the future because it does search any Azamina or Sinful Spells card from your deck to your hand whenever it is fusion summoned. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the main deck. I don't know if everything has been explained correctly, but I mean, I went over all these cards in the combo video anyways. I mean, the combos. For the extra deck, 1 Soul something, 1 Rhea Silvera, so the Omni Negate and the card that sends a card on the field on fusion summon. Those are the only fusions I need. And then Moon of the Close Sky, Sequence or Sequentia, Requiem, my voice is dying. Lacrimosa, yes, Necroquid Princess, no shit. Caesar, Draco Sack, Link Spider, so that you can always make a Moon of the Close Sky with 2 level 7s, and then you still have another monster on the field. Appaloosa, Access Code, Celine, IP, SP, and then IP. So yeah, that's I want to say for the most part, the main deck and extra deck are relatively clean. And the idea section, so if you want to play some of these cards, you can play Diabelzi, the original Sin Keeper, that you can search a rather special summon off of Sinful Spell Subdual. So it's not a bad combo. Diabelstar can set this, and it's also a Sinful Spells card. And summoning this card is also respectable. It's pretty good against Runic Stun, so it's just a nice side deck option. I definitely recommend it, at least in the side deck. Not in the main deck, I think it's not really good going second. It's a bunch of bad cards to draw. The fusion monsters, which I don't know, I'm really iffy on. I don't think they're that great, especially for the resources that you have to invest into. Unless I'm missing something, so you guys just let me know in the comment section if there is something broken that you can do with these 2 cards. I recognize that this card is really strong. It's just that it's very difficult to summon, so that's my only problem with it. But the actual effect, fantastic. Anyways, DSE Ray, this card's not really worth it when you can just make Caesar. Beatrice, there is nothing to Foolish that's really worth it. Caesar is usually just better, and also it beats Nibiru, so that's also something to take into consideration. Sinful Spells of Subversion Snake Eye, you can set it with the Diabelstar or search it with Populous, which is kind of irrelevant, but it is a board breaker, it's not too bad. Original, yeah, we're not playing that card. Arciela, Dramatic Snake Eye Chase, which is also not too bad. Silvera, decent card. And Sinful Spells Offenders, which I really don't think you need whatsoever. It's kind of like a win more. Anyways, that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.